So my name is Donn Holohan. I'm from the University of Hong Kong, but originally I was born in Ireland. I know I don't look so Chinese, but so I've been working there for the last 2 years, and I've been working very extensively in the design build project, and that's what I presented this afternoon. My philosophy is based on the architect as a kind of a crucial member of our society, someone that we should value and someone we should have in the society. And what that means practically is that we have to, as architects, build to create. We have to take control once more of the building process. And I think that through the universities and working with areas with limited resources, but also limited restrictions, allowed us, for the most part, to take back some of the power that we've lost in the construction industry in general. And hopefully in the future that we can sort of push this forward and push it more into the mainstream. I think similar areas like we have with digital fabrication also, these areas are going to allow us to, again, reassert our kind of influence in the construction process and allow us to sort of develop new and sort of exciting ways of working with communities, but also I think most importantly with the mainstream, everybody, like every person. Yes and no. I think that in China, for an outsider, it's quite difficult to get involved. But luckily, we had some very good connections in the university, and we were introduced to a number of villages, and this allowed us to kind of work quite quickly and quite effectively to kind of make these projects. I think that in general, communities that I've experienced so far have been incredibly open and incredibly willing to try new things, and actually are far more experimental and less traditional than what you might think. And they're very open and very engaging. The architect of the next decade is definitely going to be something different. I think we're in a crisis, an architectural crisis at the moment, a crisis of profession mostly. And if you look with people seriously questioning if the name architect will exist in the next 10 or 15 years. So I think that we're going to have to, I think everybody who leaves or who's training to be an architect is going to have an eye on what's going to happen, how they're going to practice. And that can be in a number of ways, I think. Fundamentally, I think architecture is about solving problems for people, allowing us to sort of negotiate between our goals as a society and our goals as individuals. I guess we're going to see architects with a diverse range of skills. And my background is one of making. I started as a furniture maker, furniture designer before I became an architect. And those skills have really stood me in good stead. And the skills that we see like practicing architects developing are linked sort of to modern fabrication methods, which allows the architect to become also the maker, which is also a return to the architect as a master craftsman or master builder, which I think could be an interesting way to see the architecture profession going, as architects again becoming makers, empowered by new software and new technologies, new making technologies. I think it's been a really incredible sort of experience for me. I've never been to South America. This is my first time in Quito. So it's been really interesting to see the type of work that you've been doing here. And for me, I thought that the range was quite impressive, and both very strategic, large-scale kind of projects, right down to very specific community-engaged sort of issues. I was really impressed with the work of Lionel Ramos in the earthquake Chile and Japan sort of connection. And this sort of work is really, I think, promising. I think it's a way, again, as you were getting back to the last question, how are architects going to work? And you can say this is another way for them to work in a more strategic and a master planning sense, where they, investigate architect as a specialist or architect as a generalist. But I think that in the generalization of architecture, it has more power. And through these sort of projects, you can see the range of work that's being produced. I think it's very impressive.